I don't think they believe them in either place. You know, obviously, Bush is the most multiply impeachable president in history. Criminal war. You know, Nixon was about to be impeached for the burglary, Watergate, and Nixon resigned, and Agnew resigned for other reasons, and Clinton was impeached for lying about sex under oath. Yet here you have one high crime and misdemeanor after another: the criminal war in Iraq, and imprisoning people without charges, spying on people without judicial approval, systemic torture, and so on. And nothing happens. People, when they're lied to a lot and they're betrayed a lot, it becomes banal. That is, they internalize it and they give up on it. Hannah Arendt used the phrase banality of evil. And I see this happen. Once in a while, when they're lied, when they don't expect to be lied to, they get really angry, but then they're lied day after day, and they just sort of throw in the towel and go about their daily lives.
They get used to it.
The 9/11 report would never have occurred if it wasn't for the families. In other words, you had this complex attack on the United States, and the federal government was not going to have an official inquiry. Just think of that. And the families of the deceased kept pressuring, so finally they appointed this commission, and it said right in the outset it wasn't going to name names or hold anybody accountable. What kind of investigative commission is this? Is this just a narrative? It reads pretty well, by the way, as a sort of narrative. As a result, because they weren't going to hold anybody responsible, there are questions they didn't ask, there's testimony they didn't obtain, and they allowed Bush and Cheney to sit in a room with the doors closed and preventing them from taking notes. That was part of the deal. And they would answer questions not under oath. And the commission members were not allowed to take notes. This is not a commission. That's why here in New York they're collecting, what, 50,000 signatures?
50,000.
To put it on the ballot in the city of New York. So in November you can vote in a new inquiry with subpoena power. And so that there are no excuses, there's no budget for it. It's really interesting. It's without a budget, and I guess you're going to raise the budget privately. And that will be easy to do, given what I hear around the country. So it's too easy just to say it was a colossal sequence of massive, serial, repetitive incompetence. So we need, look, without going into conspiracy theories, we need a more probing, honest, subpoena-driven inquiry. It is interesting that very, very few people who are reprimanded or fired. Doesn't that tell you something? Why very few people reprimanded or fired? And obviously things went wrong, and there should have been people held responsible. But in Washington, failure incurs no penalty. Actually, you can get a talk show or get elected if you mess up. So that's what they're doing now, to get to the bottom of it. Yes?
Thank you.